Third game in, what, 6 days? I thought that was kind of a layover the first half. Not typical for us, energy-wise, especially in an Aurora-Benedictine game. But defensively, I thought we did a good job. We didn't give up a lot of easy shots, even though Crow and Ivantosh hit some threes. We didn't do a great job on them in the first half, but the other guys we did. So, you know, I was telling our guys in the locker room, it was one of those games where we wouldn't have won this about a month ago, maybe even 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. I felt the last 6 minutes we played with a lot of poise, even confidence in our offense, confidence in making shots at the end. Made our free throws in the last minute and a half, which was key, and then we didn't give up. We didn't give a ton of. We're under 10 offensive rebounds, which is probably a first for us in a while. And we did a great job on their bigs. Their guards are the ones that got the offensive rebounds. Their bigs didn't do much, and that's really what I was worried about. Great win. It keeps us in the hunt for the South Division title, but we got a long way to go.
What did you talk about in the locker room at halftime? Kind of change the second half and come out a little bit stronger there.
Energy. I thought we were sluggish. I thought we just didn't play hard, and I felt we needed to defend Crow better. He had 14 at half, and he ended up with 19, so we held him to 5 points. As you can see, I wasn't a math major, but we held him to 5 points in the second half. I think Ivantosh had 12, so he had 5. So defensively, we needed more energy, and then I felt we took some quick shots in the first half. We need to be a little bit more patient offensively, but primarily just need to play harder.
Well, you only had one turnover in the second half, and when you won the points off of turnovers 18-2.
Wow, in the second half? Overall, okay.
So you only had one turnover, there were, what, 7 in the second half?
Wow. Well, we haven't turned the ball over. We haven't turned the ball over in the last 3 or 4 games. We've been under double digits, and well, maybe we're double digits the last game, but we haven't turned the ball over. The thing we did tonight, though, we took advantage of their turnovers, which we haven't done either. We got an and one. I think Nate got an and one. We knocked down some perimeter shots off a transition, and it's demoralizing to another team. If they turn the ball over and we score. We did that tonight. Having Jamison and Nate out there, 2 point guards, you don't expect a lot of turnovers. And then the one thing we talk about is not trying to make the spectacular play. Just make the normal pass. We don't need to make the spectacular play, and we didn't do that tonight. We didn't try and make a really hard pass. So yeah, but Nate and Jamison did a really good job of handling the point tonight.
Nate, what did you do in the second half? I know you had a little bit of a problem starting out a little bit too. Seemed a little frustrated with the way they were defending you.
Big thing in the second half, the shots fell. That was the biggest change. In the first half, they was kind of sagging off a little bit, so I was kind of getting used to that. So I didn't want to take a lot of shots early. I just wanted to get used to it. And second half, they were doing the same thing and adjust, and those shots started falling. The second half, I was also able to get to fast break situations where I'm pretty good at, and pretty much finished and hit some big shots at the end, which is why I'm here. So
late in the game, it seemed like they kind of backed off a little bit. We're playing a little more on the drive. Did that open up your jump shot for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Being quick and being a threat, it helped me out a lot. At the end of the game, it seemed like they were just hesitant that I drive past them, so they were giving me a couple feet. And on top of that, the big man was switching, so that's an obvious mismatch, and I was able to hit some shots. So.
Mike, you hit some big threes out there tonight too.
Yeah, Coach has been talking about how hesitant I've been lately, and he's right. I think the first half of the season I was kind of just figuring out my role, being a first-year player, and I've got guys like Nate and J-Mo, Mark, guys who need shots and have been here for a while, so I think it was tough for me to find my role at first, and I was definitely hesitant, but I feel like the last few games I've been ready to shoot, and Coach has stuck with me, and he wants to make sure that I'm ready to shoot, and I appreciate him having confidence in me. And tonight they were falling. Nate and J-Mo did a good job of setting me up. Like Coach was saying, it's nice having 2 point guards because I know I'm going to get a lot of good looks off those 2 guys.
You went 4 assists too, so if they guard you after you hit a few, then that's going to be have something
Yeah,
else open.
I mean, Nate and J-Mo, they like to penetrate, but an underrated part of both their games is making jump shots. So I know if I get into the lane and I'm out there with both of those two guys, I'm comfortable kicking the ball out to either of them. And I mean, I'm pretty sure if it's even a decent look, they're both going to knock it down. So when I get into the lane, you know, I'm looking to dump off to our big guys, or if I have Nate and J-Mo on the wings, it's obviously a real good look.
Coach, on Tuesday we talked about the bench production, but you look at today, 31 of your 69 points coming from your bench.
You know, again, we talked about it. You know, we really have 10 guys that can play, and on any given night, somebody can go off. You know, Mike's role is to score, and we've been talking about that for the last 3 weeks. You know, and our roles are starting to be developed, I believe. All right, you know, Raphael's been playing well. It's taken him a while. You know, Mike and Raphael are 2 guys that are first-year guys, and you know, they were very frustrated early on. Just learning our stuff, being in the right spots. Confidence is a huge thing, and both of those guys have had a lot of confidence. And but yeah, you know, anytime your bench can come off and give our starters somewhat of a break, especially scoring-wise, it takes the pressure off those guys. You know, and we should. If we can have 6 or 7 guys at any given night score 14 or 12, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the defense.
What happened on your free throws today?
No more questions.
You know, probably it was so much energy in the building, man. I was just pretty hyped and kind of not focusing. I'm not gonna lie. I was, you know, maybe rushing it instead of taking my time with some of them. And happy I hit some, and not hitting any, but it's something I definitely have to work on and focus on.
But that energy's got to make these games fun.
Oh, it is definitely fun playing in a game like this. I played it maybe 4 or 5 times now, and every time it just feels like a new chapter of it. You know, it never gets old, and you always get hyped to play it, and you never want to lose it because the bragging rights are right down the street. So,
Mike, what was your experience, your first Benue AU game?
Hearing a lot around campus, I knew it was going to be a pretty big game. When I transferred over last year, I got to see the Benedictine Aurora game at Aurora, and I was pretty hyped just sitting in the crowd. So I was excited to have the chance to play tonight. Fortunately, some shots fell for me, and I'm glad I had a good game and helped us win. But it was a lot of fun. I'm glad this is only my first year, so I'm going to have a lot more opportunities playing these.
For all you guys, it was a little frustrating inside early. Keep running into Laskowski and Crow.
You know, we talked about it before the game. You know, the unfortunate thing, you only have 1 day. You know, we only have 1 day to prepare, but you know, they're shot blockers. We got to be stronger. We got to obviously shot fake, and then we told our guys in the second half to face up a little bit more, so they can see the floor. You know, a lot of our shots were blind, and then those guys were just coming from the opposite end and just blocking our shots. But you know, those guys are good. I mean, they're long, they're athletic. You know, I give them a lot of credit. But you know what? Second half, they didn't have as many blocks. You know, especially inside. So our kids did a good job adjusting. Was
there one key to turn it around? You were down 12 in the opening minute of the second half.
No, you know what? We've made runs this year. We've come back from. You know, if you look at the Concordia, Wisconsin game, which was early in the year, you know, we were down 9 or 10 against them. We've made runs back. Oshkosh, we were down 14 or 13 and came back and took the lead. The difference was we knew we can come back. It's how we finished. You know what I mean? You can make great runs during the course of the game, but if you don't finish, those runs don't mean anything. I was telling our guys in the locker room, the difference tonight was there was a look in our eyes of somewhat of a calmness, and we were going to win. I haven't seen that all year, because really it's looked like in the last 4 or 5 minutes of our games when they've been close, a little sense of panic, a little sense of who's taking the shot, loose ball, we're kicking it off our legs, you know, going out of bounds. Tonight there was just a sense of calm, but still with that great energy, but we were going to win. I told them if we can do this the rest of the year, we're going to be a tough team, but it's one game, and it's always somewhat easy to get hyped up for this game, but the one thing we take out of it is that we finished. We finished.
All right,
Thanks, guys.